the battlefield, soldiers would follow the standard or guidon of their leaders, most often found at the forward edge of the battlefield. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing their responsibility to the organization. The custodian of the unit colors is the Command Sergeant Major. The Command Sergeant Major of the 8th Medical Brigade is the senior enlisted soldier in the command and the principal advisor to the commander. The passing of the colors from the outgoing Command Sergeant Major to the outgoing commander signifies her last act of allegiance to the outgoing commander. The passing of the colors from the outgoing commander to the senior commander signifies that the unit is never without officer leadership. The passing of the colors from the senior commander to the incoming commander signifies the trust and confidence for the responsibility of the brigade and its soldiers. By the authority of Paragraph 3-1 Alpha, Army Regulation 600-20, the undersigned assumes command of the 8th Medical Brigade, effective 1 October 2024. Signed, Colonel Steve G. Sugden, commanding. The passing of the colors from the incoming commander to the incoming Command Sergeant Major signifies the confidence that the commander places in the commissioned, non-commissioned officer corps, and is the Command Sergeant Major's first act of allegiance to his commander.
All right, good afternoon to the soldiers of the 8th Medical Brigade and to all the family and friends that we have here with us today. Welcome Brigadier General Simonson. Welcome to our friends from Northeast Mars G, Colonel Payne and CSM Espinosa. A very special welcome to the family members, Tiffany Moran, the Moran family, and to CSM Smith's family, her partner, Dr. Sandy Duke, and her mother, Norma Fernandez, and siblings Michelle, Kevin, and Mark. I'm really honored to have the opportunity to address you all. As my family likes to point out to me, they're always a little tickled by the thought of me addressing a bunch of people, because they tell me, they remind me that there's two types of people in the world. There's those who can finish a thought, where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So it's a great day to be in our little corner of New York City, and a great day to wear the uniform of the United States Army, because today we're celebrating a job well done and the beginning of a new era. I'll start by talking a little bit about the context of what we in uniform are all about. We're an Army in transition. We have decades of experience in counterinsurgency operations, but we're reorienting to a very different threat. Where once we could often expect to deploy to a well-established base, complete with PXs, internet cafes, and green beans coffee shops, we're now prepared for large-scale combat operations against near-peer competitors without air superiority and with degraded communications. We're preparing for war that produces casualties at rates that we haven't seen since World War II in Korea, with the added threats of drones and cyber attacks, space weaponry, and hypersonic missiles. The battlefield of tomorrow will be more complex, fast-moving, and lethal than any before seen in human history. The headquarters of a medical brigade will have to process more information and organize the medical care of more casualties than any of us have experienced in the last 20 years. And it'll have to do that with an organizational footprint that's smaller, lighter, quieter, and infinitely more mobile than what we grew up with. So we need brigade commanders who are experienced practitioners of both fieldcraft and medical operations. who understand the historical context as well as the current and future threats, who are strong leaders and trainers, who are innovative as we experiment with tactics and equipment, and who do not let the fear of failure deter them from trying new things and giving subordinate leaders operational space to experiment as well. And it's with that context in mind that I express gratitude to Colonel Seiler and CSM Smith for their leadership of the 8th Medical Brigade and for their service to the Army Medical Department and to the United States. Under their leadership, the 8th Med Brigade has worked tirelessly, training to standard, ensuring the brigade and all of its subordinates units are trained and ready for their operational deployment overseas. Under Colonel Seiler and CSM Smith's leadership, nobody has had reason to doubt whether the 8th would be ready. Colonel Seiler and CSM Smith, I have no doubt you'll keep your attention glued to the accomplishment of the mission and to the welfare of your soldiers and all your future assignments. Stay true to yourselves and to your Army values. You're going to have great success, and I wish you both very well in your future endeavors. Colonel Sugden and CSM Horan, my heartfelt welcome to the 3rd Medical Command and the 8th Medical Brigade. Your assignments are results of very competitive processes. Your leadership qualities, abilities to communicate a sense of purpose and achieve a unity of effort have set you both apart from your peers. Everything in your career has led you to this moment. As you take the helm as a unified command team, I'll tell you the same thing I told Colonel Seiler and CSM Smith. Keep your attention glued to the accomplishment of the mission and the welfare of your soldiers. Ensure everyone in your formation is treated with dignity and respect. You are blessed with each other as partners as a command team. Stay tight with each other and speak with one voice. Make effective use of your brigade staff, especially your staff judge advocate. That almost deserves a foot stomp right there. We at the division headquarters serve you to help you accomplish your mission, and I'd advise you to continue a culture of higher supports lower. Make sure your staff is in service of your battalions and other detachments that report to you. It's these units that actually accomplish the mission. Your and my job is to resource and assist them. And this completes your initial counseling. You can sign a statement later. I have supreme confidence in your ability to lead the 8th Med Brigade forward. So, in conclusion, Colonel Seiler and CSM Smith, thank you both again for your countless days and nights of steadfast, selfless service. And to Colonel Sugden and CSM Horan, welcome to the command of an honored and distinctive unit. These are proud and professional soldiers who are entrusted to you. And finally, to the soldiers of the 8th Medical Brigade, I encourage you to continue this tradition of honor and distinction, of professionalism and compassion. I encourage you to continue to build trust and improve teamwork and communication. Thank you for representing your units today. And I want you all at the end of the weekend to go back home and thank your families for the sacrifices that I know that they have made to support your service in uniform. Desert Medics.
The outgoing commander of the 8th Medical Brigade, Colonel Sean Seiler.
Technology working. So welcome all, and thank you for coming today.
I want to start by thanking the most important part of our formation, the ones that most often not here, and in my case, none of my family is here, but it's our families. My wife has steadfastly supported me during our 25 years of marriage, and our 4 kids have missed a lot of me over the last 2 years. While I want to serve, they allow me to serve, and I never ever forget that sacrifice. So all of you, please think of that when you go home to your loved ones and thank them for allowing you to serve. General McFarland, General Simonson, to all of our guests, but specifically to you two, thank you so much for the trust and confidence that I've had from both of you. And to Major General Marsiglia for enduring me during his command. But I've had great support from the division, and I very much appreciate what you've done for me. I was empowered to be bold and to prudently assume risk without fear of failure. 8th Med Brigade's progress over the past 2 years is a direct result of the conditions that you all set for me and for this brigade. I also had 2 amazing battle buddies without which I could not have accomplished anything. CSM Smith, you are the best Command Sergeant Major that I have ever served with. And there was never any daylight between us. You supported my vision continuously. We can finish each other's sentences, absolutely. But we were often illustrated as what right looks like in a command team. Thank you, Battle. My second is Mr. Jack Gates, who was not able to join us today. He was our SSA, and he watched my back, executed my vision daily, and helped our staff excel so that we could set the standard. We talked almost every day, and I have never had such a supportive Army civilian that showed me what servant leadership was every single day. Now, my brigade staff and the HHC, they are the unsung heroes of 8th Med Brigade, supporting our units during all of their changes as they also innovated and reinvented themselves to prepare for large-scale combat operations. You also created experimental approaches to mission command, and we are so much better as a unit and as an Army as a result of that. Thank you for embracing change so earnestly. Yet across the 8th, our units did amazing things also during the last 2 years. The 818th Hospital Center stood up and is now hitting its stride. The 865th and 912th Field Hospitals converted from combat support hospitals into field hospitals, which is no small task. And our FRSDs have all either deployed or returned from deployment and are now assuming a crisis response mission role. Not to be left out, the 439th MMB has steadily supported NORTHCOM and CENTCOM requirements throughout the entire time. 3 weeks into our mission year, this fiscal year, 5 of our 19 units are already assigned missions or deployments in this upcoming year. 8th Medical Brigade has spent the last 2 years preparing for this, and you are ready. 8th leaned forward into large-scale combat operations before it was cool, before it was the Army's focus. We broke doctrine, we applied or created new concepts like mobile, distributed, multinodal mission command, and all of you were bold leaders who were not afraid to fail. And I challenged you to think differently, and I gave you the top cover while you innovated creatively. Most importantly, you succeeded where others never tried. The world is volatile, uncertain, it's complex, it's ambiguous, yet we are regionally aligned and globally available. There are 2 regional wars going on in the world today. There's a third just sitting over the horizon. I don't know where we're going to go, but we are going to go. You've spent the last 2 years getting ready, but you still have some work to do. Leaders, make the most of your precious time that you have with your soldiers. But what's most reassuring to me is that our performance at Global Medic this year, you showed the world you could perform. Metrics and ratings be damned. Our evaluator narratives were very clear. At echelon, 8th Medical Brigade performed all required missions above standard, and in many cases, we set the standard. Colonel Sugden, welcome to the Liberty Medics. They are the most combat-relevant medical brigade in the entire world. I am proud to have spent the last 26 months standing with this amazing group of soldiers. They are ready for this mission year. Trust them, empower them, and let them continue to lead Army medicine. 8th Medical Brigade, Thank you for the respect you showed me and to CSM Smith, and for following our lead. This has been the hardest, yet the most rewarding command that I have ever had in my 32 years. You made me a better leader and a much better soldier. Thank you, and good luck. And for the very last time, I get to say, Liberty Medics!
Strength through health.
Brigadier General Simonson, Brigadier General McFarland, distinguished guests, fellow soldiers, family, and friends. I just wanted to go ahead first of all and thank everyone who made this ceremony possible today. I know there was a lot of after hours and behind the scene work that went into putting this all together. It's an honor to stand here before you today as we mark this important transition, one that is both humbling and deeply meaningful. As I prepare to pass the responsibility of Command Sergeant Major of the 8th Medical Brigade to my successor, Command Sergeant Major Haran, I find myself reflecting on 2.5 years we've shared together. First, I would like to thank my family who's here today. They all live here in New York City, so it has been wonderful to be able to bring my organic family together with my Army family. Unfortunately, my children, Isabella and Cooper, couldn't be here today. Their schedules are officially busier than mine. But thank you to my family who have supported me for 27 years. I love you very much. Being the Command Sergeant Major for this brigade has been one of the greatest privileges of my career. Over the years, I have witnessed firsthand the knowledge, dedication, resilience, and unwavering professionalism that defines the 8th Medical Brigade. From multiple missions to rigorous training exercises, I have been continually inspired by your strength, commitment, and above all, your care for one another. Being a part of Army medicine, we carry a special responsibility. Our work is not only about ensuring readiness and meeting operational demands, but also about taking care of soldiers, physically and mentally. A mission that has been a profound honor to lead with such an exceptional group of senior leaders and soldiers. I've had the honor of working with my commander and battle buddy, Colonel Sean Seiler, who is a knowledgeable and incredible leader, whose vision and dedication have pushed this brigade forward. Not having grown up in Army medicine, no one really knew who I was until I told them that I was Sean Seiler's CSM. Then suddenly, their eyes brightened. To the soldiers, I want to thank each and every one of you. You are the reason I have been so proud to wear this patch, and you are the reason the 8th Medical Brigade is as strong as it is today. I've seen incredible things from all of you, and I'm so excited for your future. I'm grateful for the chance to have served alongside you. I know this brigade will continue to thrive in Colonel Sugden and Sergeant Major Haran's capable hands. Thank you for the privilege of serving with you. The 8th Medical Brigade will always be part of me. Liberty 7, signing out.
Command Sergeant Major Robert W. Haran.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out. General Simonson, General McFarland, VIPs, special guests, my wife Tiffany, my boys Kenny, James, my uncle Bill, my brother John, my father Pasquale, Grace, and Margot. Thank you very much for coming to our ceremony today. I really appreciate all the kind things that have been said to me before the ceremony, and I'm just really happy to be here. I keep my words brief because I let my actions speak for themselves. So, Liberty 7, signing off.
Thank you, Command Sergeant Major Haran. Ladies and gentlemen, the incoming commander of the 8th Medical Brigade, Colonel Stephen Sugden.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for your attendance here. General McFarland, General Simonson, thank you for your attendance here. On behalf, I would also like to thank Colonel Seiler for all of your warm words of welcome and support, and Chancellor Smith as well. I wish to thank my wife, who's not here with us, My daughter is expecting our first granddaughter within the next couple of weeks, and she's on granddaughter duty, and so she's not traveling, so she sent her that's here as well. I'd like to thank a close friend, Lieutenant Colonel Santiago, for making the trip here, and all the good memories that we've shared. In my career, I've had two special, I call them career extending people who've been very influential in my life, who seemed, when Army seemed to be taking me one path, these individuals were very influential in helping me find new opportunities, and I wish to thank Lieutenant Colonel Seth Randall and Senior Master Sergeant Alicia Klein. To be honest, this was not what I was expecting what my Army career was going to be. This is an opportunity that I never thought was going to come to me. I'm very honored and humbled for this great opportunity. Although the Army has given me the title of commander, I hope over the next few years that I can gain your trust and you'll feel that I am a leader that you're willing to follow. The 8th Man Brigade has a significant role, as we've heard. We have a major role in providing medical services throughout the world, in a world that has completely changed. I recently read a book called Fire Weather, which talks about the fire, the Fort McMurray fire in Alberta, Canada, in 2016. And one of the take-home messages from this was the leaders in Fort McMurray, they suffered what was called a Lucretius problem. And the Lucretius problem is that people tend to only think within their frame of reference. It is my goal that we, myself, do not get caught in the Lucretius problem, because we have a world out there that needs the best of us, and we need the smartest, most capable minds. And to that extent, I completely need collaboration from all of you. I need to tie into your education, your experiences, that we can address these challenges together. The other challenge I extend to all of you is to please keep reading. And if you find a book that I should read, please tell me that. I'm always looking for reading. I love Audible. I have about an hour commute both ways to work, and so I get through a lot of books. So if there's something that you think that I need to read, and if it's especially on leadership, do you think I'm failing on that, please feel free to be bold and tell me about that. The final idea I'd like to talk about is, most recently I come from a unit from Hawaii where the concept of ohana is very important. Ohana is more than just a family. It is a sense of being with the environment that we are with. To this degree, I want this to be an ohana where we establish the Army values, we support each other, we support our current SOPs, and we continue to treat everybody with respect as we get the mission done. You have my pledge in all of this. And to this extent, Liberty 6 is signing in, and I'm excited for the next few years with you.